You want a nice clean puddle and a stable arc. And one of the ways to get that is by adjusting the AC balance correctly. That's what this video is about, along with AC frequency. So the first thing I'm going to do is show what it looks like when you don't have enough cleaning action. To start with, I'm going to set the AC balance with the least amount of cleaning action, which means that it's more electrode negative than it is electrode positive. And you can see right away here, there's hardly any cleaning zone outside that puddle. The puddle itself is kind of shiny, but there's no extra cleaning, and therefore as I get going, we're going to have pepper in the puddle. And that's oxides, because there's not enough cleaning action to break up those oxides. And so you're going to get a dirty bead. It's not going to flow as well, and it's going to be ugly. And so that's what it looks like when you don't have enough cleaning action set using the AC balance. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like when you set it correctly, with a little bit more cleaning action added. Now right away we can see that frosty area extending past the wet looking shiny area. That's an etch zone, that's a cleaning zone, and it's a nice clean fluid puddle, and that's what we're looking for. When you set the AC balance with too much cleaning action, that means you have too much electrode positive, and that heats the electrode up excessively. So it's starting off okay here at low amperage, but right away you can see it flash. It gets really bright on the tip. That's because the very tip of that electrode is just really heating up and balling, and then it gives me an erratic arc and makes the puddle swim around. I got plenty of cleaning action, but it's just an unstable arc and an erratic puddle, and it's hard to make a decent looking bead like that. But let's end on a good note. Set it correctly again. See how that frosty looking area is cleaning up the metal? It's extending outside of the toes of the weld, maybe 1/8 of an inch, not quite. That's plenty of cleaning action right there. In some cases that might be more than you need, but that's a nice clean puddle. The other main setting for aluminum is the AC frequency setting. My general rule of thumb is for thicker metals I use lower frequency, especially when I'm pushing the limits on my machine. And in this case I'm welding off 115 volt on AC. I'm running a bead on a mismachined part. And I'm setting the frequency low because I'm only using 115 volt, and I want to be able to run a bead and fill that little mismachined chamfer out and not pop the breaker. By lowering the frequency, I get more out of the machine on 115 volt. But even when I'm plugged into 230 volt and have plenty of amperage for the job, there are times when I just want a wide fat bead. This is a typical mistake that a machine shop might make. Maybe the first part they put the chamfer on the wrong side. They put it on the ID instead of the OD, or vice versa. And they want you to fill in the end so that they can remachine it. Normally they might make another part, but they don't have the material. It's a Saturday, they need to deliver it on a Monday morning. It's a really easy repair, but it helps to have frequency settings. You set it at a low frequency, you get a nice fat bead, use a little bit of a blunt electrode, and you'll get a nice fat bead that wraps around, and there's plenty of metal to machine off where it'll clean up to dimension. Now you could do this at almost any frequency. It just works a little bit better at a lower frequency setting. And knowing that just helps you to get more out of the machine. It helps you to use all the tools in the toolbox. Higher AC frequency settings kind of constrict the arc, focus the arc a little bit more, and you typically would use them with a tapered electrode. A tapered electrode with a higher frequency setting might help you run a small bead on the edge of something like this. This is 063 wall tubing. Let's take another look now. Lower frequencies make for a wider, fat bead, a fanned out arc, and you might want to do that on some build-up operations, or if you need a base for several other beads. That's at 40 hertz, really low frequency, nice big fatty bead. If I were running bead on bead like I was rebuilding a cooling fin or something, by the time I got to that end bead I might be at 200 hertz, a more focused bead, allowing me to have more control when I'm welding bead on bead on bead, and I could even gradually increase the frequency as I went. Just another tool in the toolbox. It used to be that you would spend several $1,000s to have a machine with these type of controls. This one is super affordable at less than $900 currently, and it would be a great addition to your shop, especially if you wanted to start a side hustle. If you want to learn more about this machine or any of the stuff I use in this video, visit weldmonger.com.